And we are streaming. Is it live? Time will tell. Excellent. Connection, says YouTube's. We'll see how this goes. Here we go. Here we go. I'm just gonna keep saying, there we go. Time 2. Oh, Andy Frank said first, but alas, you weren't first. But you were second, so that's something. I waited so long to start this map that it became nighttime. Here we go. Uh-oh, I don't want to be Kid Link. Let's be Adult Link. Now, I had explored this map in a previous live stream, but a live stream that I did, this was kind of towards the end, and I think I kind of skimmed it a little bit. I kind of skimmed over it a touch. So I'm going to kind of try to do a little bit deeper exploration of Hyrule Field today. Ooh, look at this. Just to see if there's anything that we missed the first time around here. I wonder if this would have been like a little secret passage in the actual game here, where it's like Link can kind of sneak under into Castle Town. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's because he has a little bit of a head cold. I gave him some ibuprofen. I don't know. I gave him some ibuprofen, and he said that it was all better instantly. So, I think he's okay. And I gave him some water as well. Yeah. Anyways, hi.
Alright, guys.
Have you heard about the recently leaked GoldenEye? Yeah, I have heard about that, as a matter of fact. Haven't played it yet, though. So, if you're just joining in, the goal for today is just sort of mess around with some of the areas, some of the larger maps that kind of skimmed over in the last live stream. Kind of wanted to just kind of, you know, actually really in-depth explore, because by the time I got to like Hyrule Field, for example, I'd already been streaming for like an hour or so. So I kind of just like shot through a lot of it, kind of went to some highlights, but I kind of want to mess around a little bit more in this area, a little bit more than I had the opportunity to do that one particular night. So this is going to be kind of that, just sort of me messing around at like in the larger maps. And larger maps, they are absolutely ginormous. Super big. Yo, when is the next video with all the boys? Perhaps a whole lot of boys. Well, we've been kind of keeping it pretty slim because of COVID, to be honest with you. Hi. So we really haven't had anyone over recently, especially with like filming. You have to be like in real close proximity to people. So it's kind of what is this? Kind of a social distancing no, I guess. This is odd. Oh, here we go. There we go. Get through it. Can I clip through it? Am I stuck here? Well, school's gonna have 900 people in the building, I'm sure, but I have people in my life that have lung conditions, and I can't really put them at risk by having... I mean, if I accidentally killed someone because of Hard4Games, that would be a pretty stupid way to kill someone, and irresponsible on my part. Thank you for the super chat, Caven Jaded. Hi, Tony. Love the work you're doing here. Thank you. I appreciate it. Here we go. Love how detailed they were originally trying to make this game. Definitely would have been a very expansive title. Alright, so let's try to go back to that area that I was exploring a little bit, but I got stuck in. Triforce definitely in that waterfall you got stuck in. Yeah, pretty much, right? It seemed like, I mean, I know I'd mentioned this before, it would have been really big, but I think, aside from like Hyrule Field, which stayed pretty big, maybe not as big as this, but aside from Hyrule Field, like, some of the areas were just kind of like too big to fill with what they ultimately had in store for it. Like, it was just too much space, you know? It's like, so imagine you're in like Kakariko, you know, village or whatever, and you have to like walk 5 minutes in any direction to like talk to someone. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like you'd rather have it in a real nice, tight spot. You know, like think about like a Captain Toad treasure tracker, where it's like you have like 1,000 little things to do in like a cube. You know, that's a more rewarding experience than, you know, 1,000 little things to do, but you have to walk 30 miles to do each one. You know, it's kind of, if they were able to actually like pull it off, where it's like every little nook and cranny has something interesting, you know, then I think that like these large expansive maps would have been amazing. But I just don't know with ultimately what they came up with, if that would have worked. Like, so when I was reviewing Mystical Ninja starring Goemon or whatever it is, with John, like, it kind of had a similar issue with, like, a lot of the maps are really big and kind of like empty-ish, but they were like really like impressive technically because they were so big and there's good draw distance and all this stuff. But there just wasn't a ton there. So, you know, he was talking to me at the time where it's like, yeah, you know, I think what they were going for is they were trying to be impressive by like the amount of 3D space that you can have, but the consequence is that like a lot of that space was kind of like boring to traverse. Code 187, thank you for the super chat. Please stream Mario Kart Arcade DX sometime. It's cool arcade-only Mario Kart, having profile saving and co-op working too with the Techno Parrot emulator. I've never even heard of that. Completely unique maps and weapons. I love it. Okay, might have to give that a go. Is that similar to like the Double Dash arcade unit? Is that something totally and completely unique? I guess I don't need to go back this way. Mr. Gaming Pro said there were more people restoring the NPCs. Yeah, I know Zell is definitely working on the maps and the dungeons and such, and really like putting a lot of care into making the dungeons working again, and I'm like super excited to mess around with what he's created. Now this pathway is just so odd. Like, this whole area, I mean, like, it's kind of a cool looking area-ish, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know if I really like it or if I don't. It seems like rudimentary. I don't know. End of the world. Are you using a GameCube controller? No, I'm using a Tomy, like N64 knockoff controller. I actually have a USB N64 adapter, but it works only when it wants to. And if it doesn't want to work, then it doesn't want to work. And that's it. And you know, God help you if that's all you have, because it just will not be working that particular day. Like, the way that the land comes together here, like, look at this. Like, it's very strange. It's like, I can climb up this huge thing, this huge mountain here, but then, like, I And then there's a wall. Like, it's an odd choice. But I really do, you know, kind of feel like they were just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. I do like that they had the basic idea in place of like, okay, we're going to have a central area, and then we're going to have, you know, a lake area, and then you can kind of see where everything would lead off, you know, which is nice. There better not be milk in that cup. No, actually what it is, it's Coke Zero, which is far superior to Diet Coke in my opinion. Habanero liqueur and a non-alcoholic pineapple ginger shot. It's like concentrated pineapple ginger juice. So it's like you pop that in there, habanero liqueur and Coke, and it's sort of like kind of like a spicy sweet Coke with a kick. Yeah, Coke Zero uses the original Coca-Cola formula, whereas Coke Zero does that, and Diet Coke uses the new Coke formula from the 80s, but without sugar, so it's a little bit funky. Oh, thank you, Javier Homie Rivera de Leon. $10. Thank you so much. Just here, love you guys. Been watching you for years, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Up this mountain. I also find it weird that like you can just scale everything. It kind of has this Breath of the Wild feel, where it's like, what if we could just walk up everything? But unlike Breath of the Wild, you really get to the end of the world really easily here. Whereas Breath of the Wild, I mean, you're traveling for days, and then it's like, here is the end of the map. You can't go any further, sorry. But with that, it's like you've gone across this expansive landscape forever. And it's just, you know, you really feel like it goes on forever, whereas with this, it's like they probably had like cut it back. With like there's a lot of stuff like this where it's like in the actual retail build where it's like these 2D images that like cut off your view and like cut you off from being able to continue to go anywhere. You know, so it seems like they were like, okay, well, you know, that it ruins the illusion being able to like walk to the end of the world so much. So let's just like cut people off with like walls instead. And that's how they opted to go, but, you know, they brought it back in other games. This is Hyrule Field. Early Hyrule Field. And the cookie cutter house is, give me in there. Give me in that house. Get back up over here. It's playing dungeon music in the field map. Yeah, it just does that with this ROM. It's unrelated. Because there is no sound. There's no music for this map. This would have been the path to Kokiri Forest. Boop. Check the stream health real quick here. Where are we? Cool. Oh, cool. We got like 245 people watching. Thank you so much, guys. It's pretty rad. Let's keep exploring. Wait, what? What's happening? Oh, here we go. Okay, good. For some reason, it was just moving. Oh, you're rad. Thank you. There's no music in the data of the dump. Nope. all of that was erased by the F-Zero X build. So it's just the maps, textures, images, etc., etc. Like the models and stuff, music, and so on. We're just gone. Well, I can turn the music down if it's scaring you too much. There you go. I dropped it by a couple decibels. I give the stream a perfect 10. No, thank you. Goodness gracious. So I will dick around a little bit more in this map, and then I want to go to the Gerudo map, because that's another one that I kind of started messing around with on the last stream, but kind of skipped through. Was the Master Quest actually Zelda? Is a question. Yes and no. So there are always like two camps of no, it wasn't, yes, it was. And it was kind of somewhere in the middle was the truth, according to the information in the Giga Leak anyways. So according to the Giga Leak, basically you have, you know, sort of these really like mini dungeons that could have functioned as like a boss rush sort of area, plus, you know, you have the rearranged dungeons of the Master Quest. So realistically, probably what Zelda would have ended up being if it was released was sort of like a boss rush plus remixed dungeon areas, whatever, similar to what you got with the 3DS version. I think that's not what they were originally intending based on the interviews, but that's what it ultimately would have been. Oh wait, this isn't what I want. Here we go. So here's another one that's like super huge and expansive. Unlike the normal Gerudo Valley in the game, this is like really much more seamless. Like it goes from place to place without any loading, etc., etc. Greetings from Texas. Hello, Texas. I am up here in cold, cold Michigan. Representing the slightly north of Detroit region. So I went left last time, and that's kind of like this expansive desert. I want to go right, and then I'll go left again, just because I have actually yet to see it. So I want to go mess around over here. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder, a lot of these upper areas in the beta maps have collision. Oh, what do you know? This doesn't. I can't stand on it. Hello from Germany. Oh, well, you're up late. And I spoke too soon. Wasn't that expansive. But the desert is expansive. So let's go ahead. Hello from under your bed. Oh, mercy. Ireland. You're also up late. This Gerudo Valley is kind of pretty, actually. I like it. A little bit better than what we got, I think. How cold is it in Virginia? Was there this little ledge area? I remember you could kind of explore a little bit down here in the retail game, or could you? I think if you just fall into the water and it whoosh you over to Lake Hylia. I don't remember there being this whole thing you could climb down, but that could just be my memory being a little bit shoddy. I don't remember fully being able to like climb down behind a waterfall. But again, I could just be wrong. But this, I can't seem to climb it. But this looks like a gradient that you would be able to climb in the normal game. Oh, Chile. There was a bean spot. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's just my memory. Here I go. There was something behind the waterfall. As there should always be something behind the waterfall, whenever there is a waterfall. I remember playing Breath of the Wild in the area where one of the dragons come out and there's this little pond and waterfall. And I'm like, there better be something behind this waterfall. And sure enough, there was. Here we go. Hello from Tingle's basement. That is not a place I would want to be. To be 100% honest with you. Anything in the boxes? No, I don't believe so. I think I tried to break them before and they just didn't break. So this is just like a big, generic desert area. Gel the Digital Dream Girl. $5, thank you. Greetings from Los Angeles. This place sucks. I lived in LA for a little while, like a summer, doing like internships and stuff. It was like the border of Santa Monica and LA. And there's a lot of things I really loved about LA. And there are also some things I was really frustrated about with LA. The price of everything, for one, was absurdly high. Also, I was there, like, doing film industry stuff, so especially in the film industry, like, there's a lot of keeping up with the Joneses, which was challenging. But for me, I mean, I loved it. I would go jogging, and just, like, mountains everywhere, just beautiful, like, museums and nature trails, and just, like, all this fantastic stuff. What else did I want to mess with while I was here? Here we go. Mess with this a little bit last time. I'm going to mess with it a little bit more today. Mel's177. $5. I tried to mention earlier that the huge wall structure, fortified castle town in Old Hyrule Field, reminds me a lot of the wall surrounding Clock Town. It kind of does. Yeah, it kind of has that a little bit more geometric feel to it compared to sort of like a circular. The sand textures looks like it. Realized the sand texture looks like the one used in Mario 64 DS. It probably was. Hey, listen, from Colombia. No turtles. Gaming. Class status. Thank you for the super chat. I hope that we can gain more alpha beta content with future dev cards. Love the channel. Keep up the great work. Thank you. This has been a ton of fun, to be honest. And this place is very bizarre. Like, again, like, can you imagine playing... Okay, well... Playing Zelda and, like, being able to climb up the side of this? Now, presumably, they would have put some, like, invisible wall here, or, like, trees or something, so you can't see past it. But, it's just so bizarre. Like, when you think about it, the retail version of the game, in terms of like the paths you can take, significantly more linear. Not just even smaller, but like truly linear. Hey, what all is in the leak? I know that you said half of the data is missing. Asks Mr. Doom. Yeah, so the link, the enemies, the models, music, all gone. Like the moment-to-moment actions, how Link would interact with everything and everybody, all gone. The textures, maps, models, and the script, the Japanese script, which is pretty different in many areas. Is all maintained. So, for example, one of the areas where the script is different is after Link exits the Temple of Time, instead of Sheik blocking his way and disallowing him to put the sword, the Master Sword back in so he could travel, through time again, what happens is he gets kicked outside of the Door of Time in the main area of the Temple of Time, and the spiritual stones are grayscale. They've lost all of their color. And you can see this in some early video and some early screenshots of Ocarina of Time where it shows the spiritual stones and him in the the Temple of Time, but the spiritual stones have no color to them anymore. So presumably, and this was Captain Bergerson's theory over at the Hylian podcast, presumably you would re-engage them with the appropriate temples, right? So like the Forest Temple, Fire Temple, etc. And then they'd be re-engaged, and then you can go back and forth in time. So basically, instead of having Sheik just standing there and preventing you from traveling through time, you were actually disallowed until you ignited the color in these spiritual stones. Which that particular aspect isn't, I don't think, what's in the script. But the spiritual stones losing their luster and their brilliance and their color was in the script from the dump. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Ryan Macy, a super chat. How the F? Asterisk. Do you guys only have 82,000 subscribers? Well, Ryan, when you name your channel Hard4Games, you accept certain consequences of your actions. Unfortunately. There's another super chat up here. Mels117. Thank you again. I am literally paying you to say my username right. 177 like Master Chief, not 177. Oh, whoops, I'm sorry. Sometimes when I'm reading quick, I get the numbers all wrong. So, Mel's117. Excuse me for the incorrect saying of your name. Have you considered renaming the channel? Yes. And the users practically revolted. Everyone hated it. Everyone suggests that nowadays, but back when we did, it only led to confusion. And people were confused. The branding identity was splintered. People were mad. People were upset. It sounds like a good idea on paper to change your name, but in reality, it was nothing but hassle, and we annoyed a lot of people by doing it. So at this point, why bother? I'd rather lean into it than try to change it, because changing it in the past did us no favors. No favors whatsoever. Moist for console. I like that. Just name it H4G. That's what we did. We actually named it H4G Game Reviews, and people were like, what? And they got pretty mad. So yeah, I decided to, after about a year of calling it H4G, changing our logo from functionally like a, the joystick to more like a PlayStation 2 style controller. It was, people just didn't like it, I think. And realistically, everyone's like, oh, you guys would blow up if you changed your name. We did not. We did not blow up when we changed our name. We saw absolutely no increase in viewership. It was exactly the same. So I'm like, do I want to go through the hassle of doing a total rebrand just so absolutely nothing can change? I think I'll pass. How about joystick yankers? That's pretty good. There's a comment from Melon over here. Melon Speedruns. Do you see I was in Jesse's podcast and you weren't? Were you? What date was that? Sam Branham, super chat, thank you. It always fascinates me just how much a game can change over development to the point that it becomes almost like a completely different project. Yeah, pretty much. Miles Kinkeed, love the channel. Put this towards some Baltica. I can do that for you. Ooh, last weekend you were on it. Okay, I'll have to check that one out. They do so many videos, the Hylian podcast. Shoot me a link to the one that you were in on Discord or whatever method pleases. I'll take a look at it. I assume, what were you guys talking about? Was it theories regarding this, or was it something else? For those of you that are unaware, myself and Melon are occasionally on the Hylian podcast, which is Game Over Jesse's channel. They run a good show over there, and they do a lot of podcast style, talking about different Zelda news and theories and leaks and all sorts of stuff. We talked about 3D World and new Snap. Oh, the new Pokemon Snap game. Textureless scene. Oh, here's a fun one. I love the world here. It's truly freaky as hell. I wonder what the hell. I mean, it seems like maybe those were trees or something. What is this? What's happening? Okay, just more. I mean, like, what is this background? I'm sure there's a logical explanation. I'm sure. Give me this little fountain thing. Oh, no collision. Wait. There is, but there wasn't. Maybe it's just if I'm on the inside, I can go back out. Get me in there. Yes, come on, get in there. Yay, theory proven. Reborn's Canon, super chat, thank you so much. Been a long time fan. It's my first time catching you live. Well, welcome. Ocarina of Time is my all-time favorite game, and I beat it at least 5 times a year. Wow, love your content. I admittedly have played Ocarina of Time more, at this point, more via mods of Ocarina of Time, ROM hacks and such, and mods, and via beta questing than I've actually played the game. So I've played the game to completion probably 3 times in my life. When I was younger, and then I'm pretty sure I played it to completion. No, I take it back. Probably 2.5 times I've played it to completion. So I played it to completion when I was younger. I played the 3DS version and beat that. And then I played the original once about halfway through, and then the 3DS version once, the Master Quest version once halfway through. So like 3-ish times if you count 2 first halves of the game. But I've played it so incredibly much via all of these other methods that I've really only actually beaten it twice or 3 times, maybe. I mean, I'm sure I've beaten the end boss multiple times, but I probably only played the game from start to finish twice. I think I played Majora's Mask 2 or 3 times to completion as well. I never beat Wind Waker either. That's another one I'm working on. I've beaten Wind Waker on the Wii U. Yeah, really, I spent more time moon jumping and beta questing than I've played the game, to be honest with you. It's like, well, here's the thing, is like with the beta questing and like all of this stuff, I've played through so many parts of Ocarina of Time again, right? So I may have played it like as a normal player twice through or 3 times through or whatever, however you want to count it. But I've played the pieces of it that complete the game many, 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 many times through. So it's kind of bizarre. So it's like I played the hell out of this game, but like just not in like a normal way. Oh my God, the horse spawned. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Give me that horse. Where'd it go? Okay, it's over here. It's over here. Give me that horse. Just want to see, like, this is such a huge friggin' map. How long it takes to go from one side to the other. Link Between Worlds on the 3DS was fun. I enjoyed that. That was kind of when they were like, oh, I think the Zelda formula's stale. What can we do to mix it up? And so they, you know, Link Between Worlds was like, you could rent your items. You could do the dungeons out of order. And there's kind of also like, not in the same way, but kind of a different way. But the thought process was similar with Skyward Sword, where they're like, we feel like it's kind of getting stale. What can we do? Okay, well, let's make the overworld like a puzzle, you know? So, like, you can kind of see these games pre-Breath of the Wild. We're like, what can we do within this box of Zelda that's different and doesn't feel like Zelda? And then they just came out with Breath of the Wild, where they're like, what are all the Zelda conventions? Okay, let's go against all of them, but still make it Zelda. And so it's kind of like the same thought process, but simultaneously like the opposite. It's very strange. Pro tip, horses are cowards in real life. Do we have any suggestions? A lot of this other stuff I've messed with. Juliet is here, who recently joined our Patreon team as well. Thank you for jumping back on a stream with us. Hey, Tony, just found out you're online. I got my McDonald's ready. I hope you're having fun. I am having fun. Thank you. I hope that you enjoy your dinner. Now, this is a ladder test, so while we're here, we really ought to test some of these ladders. Okay, that one's working nice and good. How about this one? Oh, this one's working so nice. So nice. What about this one? Is this one working as well? All right, let's see here. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Let's test this one. My favorite temple. You know, that's a good question. In this game or in any Zelda game? What would be my favorite temple in this game? I always liked the Shadow Temple. I always thought that was really cool. With the having to utilize the Mirror of Truth. The Majora's Mask. What was it called? The last one? Like the Stone Temple? The one where you fight the giant worm and you get real big. What is that called? I can't remember the exact name of the temple. But that temple was hard as hell, but it was really cool. And like the end boss made you feel, Stone Tower, yeah, like made you feel totally badass. Like I really like that one. Water Temple, I always cringed when I had to do this one here, do it here. The Water Temple in Twilight Princess, I really liked, as a matter of fact. Let's see. What other temples did I really like? And this one, what stood out to me? I mean, I enjoyed all of them for the most part. I think the Shadow Temple was probably the most memorable for me because it just kind of felt a little bit different. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of one in like Wind Waker 2 that I really enjoyed. But like I felt like all the Wind Waker temples for me were kind of like all solid Bs. Like there was nothing I like loved about them. But I felt they were all competent, fun dungeons. Did you have the Fire Temple with the OG music? Yeah, because I think when I purchased it, it was the version 1.0. Because I had gotten it on release. Wow, is that a Nintendo Dolphin behind you? Yes. What's this? What's this? What is this? What's this? What? What could it be? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let's keep playing Zelda. Let's see here. Glover 3. Glover 3. I'd say it's somewhere between Earthbound 64 and Junk is what that cartridge is. What are some of the... You guys gotta jog my memory here. What are some of the temples throughout all of the Zelda series that you enjoyed? There were some in the Oracle series that I really dug. Like, there was a really cool one. I think it was... Jeez, I played them so long ago, and I played them right after the others, so they kind of blend. I want to say it was Oracle of Seasons. There was a water temple that was pretty cool. Oh, Snow Peak Ruins. Oh, like, that temple fought you. But it was so cool. Like, that was a really cool dungeon in Twilight Princess. I really did like that one. Bloody Fatality, $10. Another individual who recently joined our Patreon Discord. Hard4Games is the best channel name ever. It's like the perfect, subtle, dirty joke that rolls right over your head. Also, here's my money. It's not mine anymore, it's yours. All yours. Well, thank you. Magical blue spot on the map, guys. Look at this magical blue spot. Juliet, thank you again. The super chat, my favorite dungeon might be the Arbiter's Ground in Twilight Princess. That's also a really good one. I felt like the Mummy, and I love the Skyward Sword Time Shift dungeon. Yeah, that one was pretty cool. Sneaky Spade says Stone Tower and Majora's Mask, sick as hell. What's the favorite beta map you've explored? Probably the original, earlier version of Hyrule Field. So this is the slightly later version. Just because it was so different. So different. Sorry, I cannot donate, but I'm saving up for a Virtual Boy. That is... you do you, man. Donation, always appreciated, not required in any way. I will still be here doing my thing regardless. But Virtual Boys are expensive these days, so you do you, you save up, you get that Virtual Boy. 3D games for a 3D world. Virtual Boy, let's go! I actually have a Virtual Boy that has RGB out. So I did a Virtual Boy stream quite a while ago. Might do another one. I kind of been craving that. Less people attend than like a Zelda video, but it's fun to mess around with some of those games now and again, especially when you can play them on the TV. I've got an old SGI N64 dev board. Have you ever covered that hardware on one of your videos? In a way. So when Shane Nabati sent over the Ultra 64 controller, we did a segment covering the indie, like the SGI machine with the Ultra 64 board in it. So he kind of covered it. He explained what it is. I didn't cover it personally, but it wasn't a Hard4Games video. That tech is something I've never personally handled. I'm not super familiar with. So I kind of let him take over, and it was really interesting. I'm also somewhat scared of it because it's like, not scared of it, intimidated by it, because it's like sort of beyond anything I've messed with. Yeah, RGB for Virtual Boy is super ironic. It is funny, though, because in the mod, you can change the color scheme to all yellow, all green, like all the lines, you know, instead of being, you know, the sort of gradients to like a different monotone. So like the blues, like in purples, actually look really good with Virtual Boy. Like it's much softer on the eyes to have like a blue or a purple compared to a red. There's also a yellow, which is kind of comparable to the red in terms of like how much it like punches you in the face with in terms of your eyes. But I mean, probably blue or red is the way to go. Or excuse me, blue or purple is my preference. But either way, even if you're playing red, playing it on the TV, because realistically, like, it's not a virtual reality machine. It's an arcade machine with 3D. That's ultimately what it ended up happening with it, because, you know, they couldn't make virtual reality, but they could make sort of arcade style experiences, which is what they did. But you don't really need the 3D. And having being so close to the red is probably what gave people some headaches too, so just play it in 2D. You know, play it in a different color, you're good. Gonna go visit my dad for a bit. See you later. Have a good one. Do you think someone will try to piece this together? I think so. CDI Fails is here. CDI Fails. CDI Fails has worked on a number of Zelda mods that I have played, I believe, including the Missing Link, if I'm not mistaken, and also explained to me how to use the model viewer, because I am a dum-dum, to be honest. Oh, my wife is here, both in the house somewhere and in the chat. She says, I'm cute. Well, I'm gonna get real cute for you now, baby. Hang on. What do you think, babe? Do you like that? Oh, are you just one and done, Anna? Just gonna put the hat back on? Fine. I'll put the hat back on. Everyone give me an F in the chat. My wife no longer thinks my beautiful hair is attractive any longer. F in the chat, please. F in the chat. F in the chat, everybody. F in the chat is like press F to pay respects. So it's kind of like a saying like pour one out for something. Yeah. I'm also talking to my wife in the other room. Do you see all these Fs going by, baby? This is what you did. Function key. Failure. Press F to go full screen. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you know, when I first met my waifu, she said you when I said waifu. You know, I had long hair like this, and I think she no longer likes it because it reminds her of when she first met me, which obviously is a bad memory for her because now it was way longer. After your wife is becoming a boomer. Yeah, my hair was like probably another like 4 inches or so long, Anna. What do you think? It's to my shoulders? Yeah, it kind of was, wasn't it? She says it was to my shoulders and I was 135 pounds. I was not. I was 150 pounds. 155, no, for sure. No, I was 140. The lowest I've ever gotten as an adult was 142. No way. No way. I was at least 155. Okay, yeah, I was definitely skinnier than I am now. That's for damn sure. And my hair was longer as well. Do you still love me, Anna? I'm waiting. Nothing. Nothing. F in the chat, everybody. F in the chat. She didn't respond to me when I said, do you still love me? For an Italian, you're too skinny. Oh god, big F. This is pretty good. How deep is your love? I don't know. You know, I thought, you know, my love for her is deep. Obviously, her love for me is based on my haircut. Here we go. Going up, up. Come on! Oh, there's a little collision on the door there. Anna, there's a comment that says, "Nah, Tony's a solid 8." I don't know if it's a compliment or... I mean, being an 8's not bad. I can't complain about being an 8. You know, 8's better than average. You know. Personality, 8. Looks, 6.5. Sometimes vice versa, depending on the day. To my death. We are renovating our basement so he can keep all his games there in a tomb. Oh, yeah. Right now, everything is being renovated. Let's check out 1 or 2 more maps. Water Temple kind of did last time. Dodongo's Cavern we didn't really mess with too much. If Tony dies, I'm going to bury Zelda 64 with him. If you don't get a working Zelda 64 cart by then, I give you permission to get me all exhumed. Throw that cartridge back in there with my corpse. Will you sell me Saturn Twin Stick? No, I still want to use it. I've only used it a couple times. What I really want to do is, because I used it with my son when he was a little bit too young to understand how to use it. To be honest, it's kind of difficult. But I want to wait till he's a little bit older and play some Virtual On with him. I think that would be really fun. Which is one of the reasons why I have it. And a lot of, he can use controllers now. He's 4. But when he was like 3, he had troubles like understanding them. I mean, he like understand. He could do the D-pad, or he could do one of these buttons, but like not simultaneously. It was easier for him to use a joystick with buttons. So I ended up getting a bunch of joysticks and like steering wheels and stuff, so we could play different games together as a treat. So I'd get like a steering wheel and gas pedal set up for the Xbox, the original Xbox, and we'd play like Outrun 2 on it. It was a lot of fun. I need to whip that back out again. Would you prefer being buried with Beta, Super Mario 64, or Zelda 64? Probably Zelda 64, but I'll take being buried with Mario 64 Beta in a pinch, you know. if I have to. I appreciate you honoring my final will and testament. Juliet says, I need you to find the Holy Grail, the Beta Lost Woods from Twilight Princess, please. Well, if I have the opportunity, I certainly will try. You know, some of these beta things are just so random. This one seemingly came out pretty randomly, too. I mean, think about it, it was on an F-Zero card, so you never know what you're going to find. I have a bunch of Acclaim stuff coming up that our buddy Andrew sent over that I'm looking to preserve. A lot of it is on magneto optical discs, which take a real setup. A real setup to deal with, which I am halfway through building right now, thanks to the help and guidance of people that are much more intelligent than me when it comes to those type of things. Why not play the version of this map with some of the actors back in it? Well, that has not been provided to me yet. Hopefully it will soon, once it's ready. And I would love to play it. Let's see here. Excuse me. Let's do one more before calling it quits for the night. What should we do, ladies and gentlemen? What's one that I kind of wanted to explore a little bit more, but didn't? It says that? No. Here we go. This is just a... What's that? Oh, yeah, no, sorry. Took me a second. Jay Babcock, thank you so much for the super chat. Been a fan of yours... Oh, excuse me. Been a fan of yours for years, brother. Glad for a chance to watch you do stuff live. Thank you. Look at this random cave. Like, look how just giant it is. Now, obviously, they would have filled it up a little bit with something, but it doesn't even like feel like a cave because it's like so big. This cave kind of reminds me of the first cave in Skyward Sword. Yeah, kind of. Any evidence of the Triforce in this beta? No. I don't believe so. And at the time, it was still functioning sort of on the same story that Link would go into the Temple of Time, and Ganon would follow him in and like kind of like steal the Triforce sort of thing. Or the Triforce of Power. We'll do one more. We'll end this one like we ended the last one. It is the secret to all women. We all crave Zelda. Devoid Dude, do you do weekly YouTube streams? I do not, but I've been trying to do them more and more. To be 100% honest with you, I do them when my kids are sleeping, and that's a little bit variable. Oopsie. Hold on a second. Gotta do a little reset here. Debug camera's being funky. There we go. Mills117, I got it right that time. Do you think the massive maps were overcompensation until more assets were added and map size reduced accordingly? I don't know if it was overcompensation for assets. Well, I mean, we're overcompensation until more assets were added in the map size. Yeah. Basically, I think what you're saying is, like, do you think it was so big because once they actually got the assets in there, they realized how empty it was. I think that they just had, like, really grand aspirations for this game. And I think... Why does it keep giving me the debug camera? So yeah, I don't know. I think they wanted to make this giant game, and they were promising this giant game, like, full of exploration, all this stuff. But I think they just realized, kind of like what you said, that it just kind of didn't work. Why is it doing this? Let's see if it does the same thing. The debug bugs you. Every once in a while it does this. Where I kind of have to restart the emulator. See if I can get this going again. Here we go. Okay. Let's get some visuals up in here. Here we go. Sorry about that. How is the Michigan cold doing on the east side? It is cold. Today wasn't so bad. But it's cold. Tony, please. Do you like salad? Yes. I love a good salad. In fact, I love a good salad bar. I would go to a salad bar if it wasn't COVID. My life is complete. Tony likes salad. I miss salad bars. You know, sometimes you get a grocery store with a good salad bar, and, you know, you swing by there on your lunch break, and, you know, you just, like, load it with feta and olives and all sorts of crap. So good. Do you have any CRTs or modded retro consoles? Yeah, well, my N64 is modded for RGB. I have a Famicom that's modded for composite. Because if you keep it, remember that originally it was just RF. I do have a CRT given to me by John. It was it's a Sony Trinitron. I use it occasionally. I don't really use it for gaming so much as I use it for, like, testing and stuff. But I'm hoping to do it for more. Why won't it? Let me open this door. I did occasionally watch, like, laserdiscs and stuff on it, which was a good use of it. Open the door. I want the. Why? Why, God? Why have you forsaken me? No. Where is it? Give me that open. Give me that open prompt. Yes. Yes. Game Over Jesse is here. Yeah, the Trintrons are built like a friggin' tank. Alright, this is what we did at the end of the last stream. We're going to do at the end of this one as well. I'm going to take my protection off. You all can just watch me die. Apparently, is Game Over Jesse Jesse's name, or is it Gaming Over Jesse? Well, that's a great question. H for G, no protection. Be careful, you always want to use a little bit. Press F, pre-F before death. Feels like it's burning. I feel bad for Lonk. Lonk, no! Lonk! Alright, boys and girls. let's die one more time, but as a child. Instead of going to the top, let's go right to the middle of this very famous room. And please, give Lonk your Fs. Give Lonk every F you have. No camera. You show us what's happening. Give us every F. There we go. Finish the child. The F is real. I'll throw in a little bit of F myself. Uh-oh. This might be it, team. The floor is lava. Ooh. Lonk. Poor Lonk. Poor Lonk. Samuel Gottschall says, real Trinitron hours. Who up? Thank you for the super chat. Anna goes, Jesus, crispy child. Rip Lonky FF. Where does Nintendo hide the bodies? Apparently in this dungeon they hide the bodies. Because you can't go in it because the floor is the lavas, as they say. Child abuse in real life confirmed. Well, guys, now that my hair is long and my wife no longer loves me, I'll just do one of these for y'all, and then put this hat back on. But I'm just doing a little hair thing. Don't do that. Is it too hot for YouTube, babe? She says it's too hot for YouTube. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry if I made any of you too hard for games with that little hair maneuver that I rocked there. So yeah, thank you all. We still love you, Tony. Demonetized. Thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it, guys. This probably will be the last time I stream this particular mod, because we've kind of shown everything. But I'm looking forward to Zell's mod, where he's incorporated the actors, like the enemies and such, into the beta and alpha maps. So that'll be a nice treat to be able to actually interact with these areas in a deeper way. I also have some potential Zelda mods coming up that I may stream as well, so that should be fun. So make sure to check them out. Also check out the video from this past Monday. It was pretty wild. We did a Famitsu VHS preservation. So basically, Famitsu is like a gaming magazine, and they just got together and did a bunch of gaming related skits, and it is wild. Like most of the comments were just, I don't know what to think of this. This is madness. And they were 100% right. It was complete and utter madness. So go check that out if you haven't. If you're new to the channel, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching even if you're not. But make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell, all that good stuff. Really appreciate it, guys. And Tony Hurry, your wife took the Zelda 64 beta with her. Oh, wait, no, hang on. It's moving too fast. Not just the boring old ones. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting caught up in the comments. Anyways, we will see you all next time. And chef's kiss.